Okay, I know chapter 185 review isn't out, but don't get on my ass. Why are reviews so hard to make? Jesus Christ, I try too hard to do this shit. Anyways, chapter 185, Rent a Girl from Reviews, this is Fate. Welcome to the channel, subscribe, hit the like button, do what the shirt says. I got a shirt that literally says that, thanks to my family. Okay, so, chapter 186, this time around, chapter 186, reading. Cool, let's mosey, you bastards. I'm ready. Negami's proposal. What's happening? Ruka's assault was interrupted. But Kazuya has a surprise guest to thank. He may have been saved, but what happens now?
Lord, please just give me a sign. Where are you going with this shit?
Grandma! What are you doing here? Are you alright being out so late by yourself? Don't treat me like an invalid. Oh, Ruka-dono's here too. This is perfect. It just so happens I've got a proposal for all of you. A proposal? Huh. Not quite how I envisioned this starting. Ooh, this cover's lit! Yes! Yes! Okay, I'm pretty happy now. I'm not going to lose. At what?
大丈夫でしょ。だって君弱いもん。
A battle rages between them.
Got him!
And neither one will ever back down. Miyajima Reiji, chapter 186, The Girlfriend and the No-Go. More questions, less answers. Damn, their poses, I love Ruka's pose. Like, Ruka's been kind of a kid lately, but her pose is so dynamic. I really like it. And then Chizuru's just like, I'm in my hoodie, what do you want? Huh? What do you mean a proposal? Wait a second. Are you alone with Ruka-dono? And pretty late at night, too. Gosh, shit! Grandma thinks that Ruka-chan's Mizuhara's friend! Oh, that's... How am I gonna explain us being alone in my apartment? They were waiting for me. I'm running late. We were planning on playing cards at Kazuya-san's today. Nice save! Right, Kazuya-san? Huh? I mean, right. We're crazy about playing sevens. Mizuhara, he's a master. Nice save. Oh, I see. Glad to hear you're all getting along. More importantly, Grandma, the proposal? Did you forget? Oh, right. Take a look. It's the Spa Resort Hawaiians in Fukushima, where summer never ends. How about 3 days and 2 nights? Spa Resort Hawaiians? With a hot spring, a hotel, and some of the best pool and bath facilities in Japan. It's a genuine spa resort. This is not paid advertisement. The author. You've got hula girls putting on the famous must-see Polynesian show.
Luau! If you're hungry for a hunk of fat and juicy meat, eat my buddy Pumba here because he... Let's just cut to the chase, shall we?
Oh, sure.
The Big Aloha and Yochi, the biggest open-air bath in Japan. It's a veritable paradise for men and women of all ages, and it's only in Fukushima. The Kinoshita family has a tradition of going every other year. We generally do it at the end of the year, but this time, we're going early. We're still working out the schedule, and I thought Chizuru-san would be more than welcome this year.
Oh my god!
But hey, hold on! I mean, yeah, I've been going since I was little, but you didn't even ask me! There's murder in those eyes! What the hell are you thinking, Kazuya? Read the room! Are you tripping? Honestly, just go along with it. Huh? Read what room? And where'd you even learn that? I want to do whatever I can for our princess in mourning, and this is the best I could do. It's not like we've got enough time to take her to the real Hawaii. I thought if she could just kick back and relax in a pool, it might ease her troubles a little. It'd refresh her. I see. She was thinking about Grandma Sayuri. But still, inviting a rental girlfriend on an overnight vacation? There's no way! I think we should work something out. Huh? It'll be times we can't communicate in front of Grandma Negami. If I'm going to continue pretending to be your girlfriend, we need some kind of secret signal, don't you think? So, if you ever see me squeeze my eyes closed, it means it's a no-go. Whatever she's asking you, give her a hard no. Got it. See? Exactly! There's no way she could ever go overnight. She's a rental girlfriend! Oh, right. Ruka-dono, what do you think? Would you like to join us? Huh? Oh no. Ruka-chan too? Well, I was actually a bit worried about bringing Chizuru-san on a trip where she'll be surrounded by a bunch of foggies. But if she has a good friend like Ruka Dono with her, she should be able to enjoy herself more freely.
Are you sure about that?
Even so, I'll go! I'd love to! Oh, really? That's perfect! Crud, I knew this would happen. Okay, hey, at least we get to see Swimsuit Chizuru.
I see this as an absolute win.
Ruka-chan's coming too! This is getting more and more absurd!
Oh my god.
No, but I don't know. Mizuhara's pretty busy. I'm not sure if she's even going to have the time. It's not like it's going to be in the immediate future. But still, I'm not sure about my own schedule either. If we're on a trip, I'll be able to be with them the whole time. That's way better than leaving them as neighbors. They won't be able to have any alone time.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Huh? But wait, Chizuru-san, didn't you say you were free on Labor Day? Oh, really? Did I say that? Did you forget? You did. You said you had Saturday and Sunday off too, and you had nothing to do for all 3 days. Oh, and Kazuya-san, you said you were off work, so the three of us were planning to do something together. How about that? That's perfect. So the end of next month. I'm glad we talked about this now. Wait, I'm not sure if I can make that work. Don't worry about them, Grandma Negami. I'll take care of working out their schedules. Wait, Ruka-chan! Are you serious? Is this really happening? Well then, I'll start making reservations. I'll just step outside to call. Let me know if I can do anything to help. I mean, I know Grandma's just doing whatever she can to help. I can't wait. And I really want to respect that. But an overnight trip? That's outside the terms and conditions! Wait. Just wait. Wait a second. Mizuhara. For the longest time, I've been in love. Chizuru-san? Good evening, Chizuru-san. No, it's nothing.
I have several questions.
Huh? Are you sure? Well, we're decided then. Hello, yes, my name is Kinoshita, and is this really okay? Mizuhara? I planned on staying here tonight. I'm not going to get in the way of you three, am I? What? Since when? No, we were just about to leave. Dear me. But Chizuru-san, you just got here. And I was pretty darn late. Well then take care getting home, you two. Are you sure you don't need someone to walk you home? By which I mean Kazuya. It's okay. We're fine. I'm sorry, Ruka-chan. Please, break up with me. I'm in love with Mizuhara. For the love of God, please. I'm sorry. No, it's nothing. Huh? My key? Huh? Hey, what are you? Wait a second. Ruka-chan. Huh? Whoa. What is she doing? You're really going on the trip? You're really okay with it? And what's gotten into Ruka-chan? Next time, Ruka's bluff. Ruka's gonna try something, as to be expected. But damn, that's dirty. Just stealing her fucking key? Jesus Christ, Ruka. Phooey. This was a pretty fun chapter, I gotta say. I really enjoyed how it was going. A lot of this I actually really didn't predict. So I do like the twist that Reiji took, where I just couldn't predict it. That's the one thing I'll always give Reiji. I can never predict what he's going to do. Every time people make guesses and stuff, and it's like, it's inevitable things that'll happen at some point, but it's like some of it is just stuff that just comes out of red field. Like, you just don't expect it. With this one of the things I did expect was that Negami would ask, what are you doing here with Ruka on your own? And I completely 100% believed that Chizuru would play it off, and she played it off perfectly. What a master. Except she actually doesn't lie much. It's usually Kazuya lying. So this is similar to the lie she made to Mommy, specifically because of the panel right here. She contradicts herself. Negami is like, I'm gonna stay here. Am I gonna interrupt you three? No, we were just about to leave. But you just got here. You said you were gonna play cards, and it's even bolded and highlighted to you. Chizuru is bad at lying because she contradicts herself. She did the same thing in the Mommy chapter because she told Mommy that it was nothing, it's just business, and then she says, I'm sorry for lying, I kept seeing him. And Grandma, of course, is extremely gullible, so she fell for it very easily. And this could also be hesitation from maybe what Kibe said, because Kibe told him you shouldn't lie to someone like that. So this could be hesitation from Kazuya in that department. There's a possibility. When Kazuya remembers like their special code word, this makes perfect sense. They would do this, and it seems like a retcon almost, but it's not really. It's not so major that it like alters the story in a major way. It's just something they probably talked about and we just never saw, and it so conveniently happened to come in here. And Chizuru just doing I don't know, something about that like looks really cute but funny. So this is interesting to point out, every other year. So that means the year while they were dating, they didn't go. That's why this wasn't relevant then. And then they go this year, keeping continuity together. I also wanted to point out how Negami isn't hyper aware of these situations and actually has to be reminded by Kazuya a few times here and there about what they're talking about and what's going on. So for example, at the beginning, she's like, oh hey, we've got a proposal for all of you, you're all here. And then she stops and thinks about it, and she's like, wait a second, why are you alone with Ruka-chan? And it jumps between that a few times, and I find that really interesting how she goes through that. She almost sounds like she rehearsed this, so maybe Grandma's age is catching up with her. Oh no. I'm wondering if that line, and I was pretty darn late, is a signal from Chizuru of sorts, maybe to the audience, because at the top panel right here, she's just not smiling. Maybe she clearly realizes that Ruka is at the very least being a little bit more intimate than usual with Kazuya. This is clearly setting up for Chizuru to act in some way. And of course, Chizuru's oh shit face, let's not forget that, because Chizuru has a very real oh shit, we got trouble, the child is loose, the child is running free, and she's running towards me. So, I actually did a bit of research on the place that they're going to, the Spa Resort Hawaiians in Fukushima, and there's a few interesting facts to note here. I know y'all are looking for a Rent-A-Girlfriend review, but these facts are generally relevant to the story, as Reiji likes to incorporate themes that are relevant to the places that they're going to within the narrative. So I just wanted to share some of those with y'all. It is one of the most popular theme parks in Japan, so it is a family tradition for them, and something very common in Japan, as many people go to it. But what's also interesting, it also has the largest outdoor bath in Japan. I think Negami even mentions this in the chapter. And to top it all off, the place contains 4 different water parks and 3 hotels. So the whole point is to spoil yourself and to relax. It's supposed to have all these things designed for family and fun. And of course, their biggest attraction is the hula girls, as she points out, as that's actually like a huge thing. It's one of the main biggest thing for them. But the most interesting thing I found, and someone mentioned this to me in the comments, so I decided to do a bit of research into it because I wasn't sure, but I did find is that weddings are a common theme in this resort. Now, I don't think that they're actually going to get married. I don't. I don't think it's even planned on Negami's end. Maybe she'll bring it up as a gag, maybe she'll try to pull something with it, and it'll put them in an awkward circumstance. But I don't think that's the point. The point, I believe, personally speaking, is that this is when the relationship will come together for real. And there's no way anyone else is gonna be there unless the magic of plot demands it, which is Very real possibility. However, this was one of my guesses that Negami was just trying to be motherly and supportive of Chizuru because of what's going on. So I had this kinda right. Kinda. But yeah, she's just being motherly, and it fits perfectly with how she was presented in chapter, I believe it was 182. Yeah, 182. She was presented there as motherly and supportive, and it was supposed to be a twist moment where you thought you understood Negami because of how Kazuya had seen her, but then she becomes completely different and she's no longer the same person. Also, I love how right now, like right here, they look essentially the same. They have the same eyebrows, they have the same eyes. The only difference is Kazuya's nose and her nose. Even their mouth is the same. It's just in reverse. Like, I love how they literally look like each other. It's adorable. Like, look at her just like screaming at Kazuya, but Kazuya's like, huh? What? You wanna fucking go? Like, look at Kazuya's face. He has such a, you wanna fucking go, Grandma? I'll wrestle you down.
Put on the suit. Let's go a few rounds.
Like, he just has that look on his face, and it's hilariously adorable. And Kazuya thinks to himself, is this really okay, Mizuhara? Because Kazuya doesn't know her feelings, while Ruka is catching on. And Kazuya kind of knows how she feels, it's just this is weird for him because this is essentially under the terms of conditions, kind of like how she pointed it out. He's still thinking about it like terms and conditions, so he's not sure. So one of the things I do want to analyze is this cover, of course. What's to analyze here is one of the things you can really notice when seeing the chapter 184 is how Chizuru's actions contradict her words. And it's when she's playing baseball. And you know how she hits the ball and she hits a home run. So what happens is as she's hitting a home run, her words are contradicting herself because she seems uncertain in her words. This is present here in this cover. I'm now going to lose. Chizuru, at what? She's not thinking about it. And then the moment she gets put on the spot and she has to think about it, she realizes what she needs to do. And what's interesting is that the main phrase of this cover, a battle rages between them and neither one will ever back down, actually complements this idea because Chizuru is already in this fight and she already knows what she needs to do, she just hasn't admitted it yet. And so when she's saying, at what, she doesn't want to confront this fact. And these words right here highlight that. They show that she already knows she's in this fight and she can't back out, but she just refuses to admit it, and this chapter is her coming to terms with that. And I love how that's presented because let's skip all the way to the end! Chizuru starts thinking, and then she sees the image, and I love this image because it's literally just Chizuru walking home, and she looks at Kazuya, and look at Ruka, how happy she is just to be with him, and Kazuya just doesn't care. Because if you go back to when Ruka first started dating Kazuya, you'll see that Chizuru was actually looking at them with almost disillusionment, like she looked really sad that this was happening. And then she recalls how Kazuya literally told her, I love you. He didn't finish, but he was saying it, and she's like, we're already past that point, I need to stop playing this game. And so basically, it's Chizuru's doubts coming back to haunt her. So when Chizuru stops here, when she's trying to stop Grandma Negami, it's literally just her panicking. It's her initial gut feeling coming out. The way Chizuru's positioned, it's like creeping darkness onto the light that is Negami, and Negami is the light of the family, and Chizuru almost looks like she's about to like essentially break Negami's heart. And that's what's interesting, is you could tell Chizuru's panicking. I think another way to interpret this scene is jealousy. You know, that's a simpler way to look at this scene, specifically because of Chizuru. Because of her inaction, Ruka keeps pushing and further into the relationship, even though Kazuya doesn't like her. And it's interesting seeing these pages here, because Chizuru has always harbored feelings of jealousy towards Ruka. This isn't the first time, and this is definitely not new. This has always been the case, even before she told Kazuya to go out with her. The first time they interact, and she sees how Kazuya looks at Ruka, Chizuru gets jealous, and you can see it in her face. They even pan on her specifically. When Ruka talks about how he touched her, saved her from falling, fuck you Ruka, Chizuru gets visually upset at Kazuya and starts acting like his girlfriend. When Ruka clings on to Kazuya in his apartment with a look of, he's mine, it again upsets Chizuru. When Kazuya tells her about how he feels about the situation, telling her he doesn't want to be a part of it, she listens to him and inevitably discourages him from going out with her, only to feel bad and agree to it because in her own mind, she keeps telling herself she's only here until he gets a girlfriend, lying to herself in an attempt to create distance. And even when she does inevitably agree to let Ruka be his trial girlfriend, she still naturally feels frustrated, seeing Ruka get to do the things she wants to do but feels like she can't. Hugging him, acting all cute and chummy with him, almost like she's saying he's mine just by the way she acts around him. And we see many scenes like this later on in the manga, calling Kazuya by his name without honorifics, which leads to the cute scene where she says his name and breaks into a blush, comparing her food to Ruka's. The list literally goes on and on. Not to mention, she has always felt bad about the situation because she told Kazuya to do this. So, the feeling of jealousy being present in this scene is not at all foreign. I also think the family and the lies are all relevant topics here as well, as she clearly thought about that too, as we see in chapter 184. But there is a clear distinct difference between all the past interactions, and the reason for that is simple. Chizuru accepts that she feels this way, something she conditioned herself not to do. We all know Ruka doesn't stand a chance in hell, but Chizuru doesn't. And now, right as she's coming to terms with her feelings, Ruka is pressing the situation again.
何言ってんのルカちゃん、そんなわけない。
And what's worse is not only did she signal to Chizuru that she did something intimate with Kazuya, but she essentially told her to back off. Now, try looking at this from Chizuru's perspective for a hot diggity second. She lost her only family not a month ago. Kazuya and the Kinoshitas are literally her only family, and after she found some courage to move past her fears and ask Kazuya his feelings, she feels even more cornered by her abandonment issues. Now, Mommy comes and gaslights the situation and threatens to out them, putting Chizuru under more pressure.
On your knees. I want you to beg for forgiveness.
And after that taxing mental exhaustion, she goes to get herself all hyped up to talk to Kazuya again. And what happens? This little shit goblin of a trial girlfriend makes her choose between her job and the one she loves, not realizing the gravity of the situation. So now, Chizuru considers the family, her feelings, her fears, Ruka for the untillionth time, and of course, the main boy of this whole flashback sequence, Kazuya. Man, if this sigh isn't warranted, I don't know what the fuck is. And then Ruka swipes her keys, blocks her door, and gets ready to blast her with the loudest microphone in the country.
Kanojo desu.
Yo, man. Fucking fuck. Somebody get Chizuru a Kit Kat, cause this girl's not having a good time. P.S. If you notice, despite all these things being factors, Kazuya is the main focus of the flashback, with Ruka being the thing that Chizuru doesn't want in the picture. This is even similar to the girlfriend visiting the parents arc, where Chizuru goes through a very similar series of flashbacks where she thinks of Ruka, Kazuya, and Kazuya's earlier not confession that he takes back. And it's really interesting to point out this scene because Chizuru is acting on what she wants again, however she does not have confirmation, so she doubts herself and calls herself an idiot. However, in this scenario, she doesn't do something like that because she does have confirmation. She does know that Kazuya likes her, highlighting to you how much Kazuya actually means to Chizuru. While those other factors were just as important, this was her focus. This is what mattered to her the most. And of course, she's blushing, she looks down, she looks hidden by the shadows, like she doesn't want her feelings to come to light, she doesn't want it to be obvious. The paneling in its own right creates the vision that we should be expecting here. Now, the reason we don't see everything that's being told to us is because I'm betting Reiji has a restriction on the amount of pages he can do, so he probably couldn't put everything he wanted to on paper. The point is you're supposed to deduce what he's thinking from what's shown here. And think about it like this. Go back to the cafe day, the date not day, where pretty much their feelings are starting to come to light. Chizuru hears from Kazuya that he doesn't like Ruka. Then she's in his home acting all prim and proper, like Chizuru is the one intruding on this relationship, when Ruka doesn't have a standing with Kazuya and even is shown in this image that he doesn't give a shit. And yeah, she clings on to him nonetheless. Ruka is literally telling Chizuru that this relationship is mine, even though Chizuru likes Kazuya. And of course, if you go back, Ruka knows this. Ruka's completely aware of this. Also to note, Chizuru does not know Negumi's true intent. She did not hear this. She doesn't know the trip is for her. So naturally, when told about the trip, and then of course Ruka is invited, what does that tell her? Ruka will get to spend 3 days and 2 nights with Kazuya all alone. Of course it doesn't make sense, but she doesn't know that this trip is specifically for her. She doesn't know that if Chizuru doesn't go, the family might not go on this trip. But to top it all off, Negumi already invited Ruka, so even if Chizuru doesn't go, they might still go on the trip and they'll bring Ruka regardless, because why would you invite someone then just tell them, oh, you can't come anymore? That's rude. And in Japanese culture, being rude is something that's greatly frowned upon, not to mention someone as old style as Negumi. So, what a scene like this should tell us is that Chizuru is acting on what she wants. She knows by doing this that her job is in danger, but as she said in chapter 179, she would quit her job if she found someone. And if you've been noticing, there has been a lot of scenes throughout these past few chapters where Chizuru appears like she's preparing. She's going out, she seems to be preparing for something, and we never get shown what she's actually doing. And what's interesting about it is when Chizuru is confronted by Mami in the latest chapter, she seems completely prepared to deal with the situation of the lie coming out. So the question becomes, why is Chizuru so prepared to part with her job? Because she knows Kazuya likes her. She knows that something like this might happen sooner or later, and she needs to prepare and she needs to act. Chizuru knows it's coming, she's afraid that it's coming, but she's prepared, and that's why she's not panicking. Hell, if you've noticed, she's also been working a lot more as Kazuya hasn't been renting her or anything like that. So if anything, she could be saving up just in case she ends up losing her job and she needs to prepare to find a different one. Not to mention whatever's going on with Umi, which might clearly be relevant not only to the renting job and to Kazuya, but also maybe something to do with her career. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background in terms of Chizuru's life, and I think what's happening is Chizuru's preparing to make changes in her life, and these things are very subtly hinted at to you here and there. This situation clearly forced Chizuru to become more honest with her feelings and admit that she's a bit jealous and she wants to be with Kazuya, and then Kazuya likes her back. So it's forcing her to act, and the contradiction in her feelings are starting to essentially kind of meld and disappear a bit. So now she's coming to terms with her feelings. But when Chizuru says she's going on this trip, she's breaking the contract. She's willingly breaking the contract. And what's interesting about that is Mami. Before this chapter, we got a call from Mami for Negumi, and the call seemed like it would be connected to this, especially considering how Chizuru literally talks about how Mami's going to out her, and then we go to Mami talking to Negumi, and then afterwards, Negumi shows up at Kazuya's house. This trip could have been instigated by Mami, and upon going on the trip, what does that do? She broke the contract. She broke the rental contract. Now she's in trouble with her job. Mami got her. Mami literally got her. So Chizuru might end up losing her job because of this. It makes perfect sense because when we're interacting with Mami, we don't know what she's up to, we don't know what she's doing, and she's clearly gaslighting the shit out of Chizuru. And then we go here, and all of a sudden, Negumi has this great idea to go on the trip early because Chizuru is depressed. And it makes sense to you because when you think about it, you're like, yeah, that would be something Negumi would think about. That makes perfect sense for her character. But then as you go, you're like, wait, Chizuru just broke the contract. That's trouble. And while that is a signal for Ruka that, oh shit, Chizuru's about to reciprocate his feelings and I need to act now, it's also a signal that something is wrong about the situation. That maybe Mami could have been the reason for this. I doubt that call was just nothing. It could have been just nothing, but I think that's a very real possibility that this trip was instigated by Mami to get Chizuru to lose her job, or to even get Kazuya in trouble for going on the trip with her and forcing her into this scenario into breaking the contract. Either way, I think the agency might get involved soon. It's a very real possibility. Mami gets introduced to this. Oh, what a fucking shitfest. If Mami doesn't, it would still work perfectly. Also, I think Mami not coming would kind of make sense. Her not going to this actually makes more sense, specifically just because Kazuya told Grandma Negumi to not mention Chizuru, to not talk about Chizuru to mommy, and he told her to make a promise. So if he said that, why would Grandma Negami bring mommy? So that in its own right does say a lot, and that's essentially what Mami and Ruka are, is they're plot devices meant to move the plot forward, and Ruka is essentially a way for Chizuru to come to terms with her feelings and Kazuya to come to terms with his feelings. If anything, I think she made Kazuya's feelings abundantly clear for him. Like, he just fucking knows. Like, it's not a thing, and he knows it's not a thing. She believes she has a chance. That's the problem with Ruka, is she genuinely believes she has a chance when she never had a chance to begin with. The reason I say this is because if you go back initially to when Ruka and Kazuya first started, Kazuya did not want to do this. He even got on the ground and said, "I don't want to do this, please give me a break." And he said this very, like, convincingly. And the only reason he ended up doing it was because Chizuru asked him. At the time, he was very malleable, so Chizuru asking him to, especially a girl he really liked, probably gave him more incentive to do so. Now, I don't hate Ruka, and I definitely see the reason for her within the narrative, and understand that the theme behind her character is a desperate child practically dehydrated of control, and so clamors for it wherever it may come. That's actually the key difference between her and Mami. Mami creates the scenarios in which she has control. Ruka only capitalizes on opportunities. Mami sets up for the scenarios to occur as she deems fit. Ruka needs the opportunity to come to her in order to act. The difference between a child and an adult. One that knows the process and one that needs the process to come to them. Oh man, Ruka's eyes here, look at them light up. In moments like these, she becomes blinded by her mentality. Last chapter, if you notice, Ruka is dominating the scenario. She's dominating the entire situation. Kazuya has no control. And so the moment Ruka gets an opportunity here, she does the same thing. She capitalizes on it. And then the final part is like, don't worry about them, Grandma Negami. I'll take care of working out their schedules. And then, of course, she knows Kazuya's work schedule because she works with him. Like, shit. Again, taking control. Ruka's grabbing control. And what's interesting is Ruka clearly already knows how Chizuru feels. And I think this chapter, it's more so Ruka realizing, like right here, is Ruka realizing that, oh shit, Chizuru's accepting her feelings. That's the problem. Basically, I'm pretty sure Ruka is completely aware of the fact that Chizuru likes Kazuya and Kazuya likes Chizuru. It's just neither of them have come to terms with their feelings, and she's trying to stop it in any way possible. And so with Kazuya, as Kazuya came to terms with his feelings, and then in this moment, Ruka is like, shit? What? She's probably known since way back since the New Year's event where she first confronted the family and started telling them that she's his girlfriend. She's known since then. She even like asked Chizuru, aren't you the one who has feelings for him? Why won't you admit it? So as the story continues, more of those scenarios happen and it becomes more and more clear that Ruka knows full well that they like each other. It's just neither is going to confess. Maybe she'll say she'll go to the agency. Maybe she'll say you're breaking the terms and conditions and I'll go to the agency if you try to pull anything. That could be Ruka's bluff, because that's what she tried with Kazuya. She tried that with Kazuya. She kept telling Kazuya that there's nothing going on and that if you break the rules you get in trouble. There we go. Maybe I figured it out. And even though Ruka doesn't realize what she's doing, she's actually setting up for herself to lose, so congrats, Ruka, you little dumbass. If anything, Ruka trying to push Chizuru away is only gonna make her want to do this more, because her feelings are gonna get bottled up. She's gonna keep trying to push Kazuya away, and the more she sees him, the harder it's going to be. And that's considering if Ruka's bluff even works. Like, have you noticed how, like, everyone trying to push them apart is just not working? It's just not. If anything, it's making them come to terms with their feelings more, and that's saying a lot. It creates a scenario where Chizuru's feelings come to light more. So it would be kind of cool for Chizuru to just stand up to her and be like, nah bitch, I'll take that bluff. I'll fucking do it. I think this might be the final crux of the whole Ruka situation, the finale maybe, and just kind of end this whole thing between Ruka and Kazuya, or at the very least solidify either Chizuru's feelings or the relationship between Kazuya and Chizuru. Alright, that's the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I took a little bit longer time to make this one for various reasons, specifically because I really wanted to nail this one, and I noticed that there was no chapter this week, so I didn't want to make more content for you guys, but I ended up taking a little too long with this one just because I've I was a little exhausted, I guess. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this reading and review. I put a lot of effort into this one, so please give it a watch all the way through. Watch the reading, watch the review segment, watch everything, because again, I put a lot of effort in this one. I'm proud of this little boy. I'm just like, yes, I accomplished something nice. Granted, when I look at it later, I'll probably just be like, fuck this thing, and it could be better. Because that's just how an artist's mind works, I guess. But yes, thank you for watching. I've been Fate. I really hope you guys enjoyed this content. Please continue to support the channel. Remember to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to keep up with the uploads, and remember to share the video wherever you can, because it helps a bunch, and I'm trying to grow. I really want to keep growing, and I really want to make more content for you guys. And unfortunately, the reason I can't put as much effort as I want to for these videos is because I have a job, and so I have to come home from my job, relax, and then get into editing, and then focus on that. If this is my full-time job, I can make a bunch of content. I can make a lot of shit. Unfortunately, though, at the moment, this is not my full-time job. And I've mentioned before that I've been working on a Patreon. I've been working on, like, rewards and shit. It's just very unorganized, and I haven't had the time to work on it. So, unfortunately, that is also delayed. But once that's complete, I can work on it. But for now, what you all can do for me is subscribe, please. If I can hit 1,000 subscribers, I can probably start monetizing the videos. It won't be much, but the YouTube algorithm will at the very least like me. So it really, really means a lot to me if you guys subscribe. Please, kindly do that. As I said in the beginning of the video, when I was wearing a completely different shirt, and it was way, way, way earlier in the week. So yeah, please subscribe, support the channel, do whatever you can to help until the Patreon is up, and then if you feel like it, pay to help me, please. It means a lot. All right, thank you. I've been Faye, and I hope you guys enjoyed this content, and I will see you guys later. Remember, let's mosey. Like, goddamn, look at the boy's face. He's just like, fuck out of here, Ruka. I'm not in the mood, girl. I just want to go and see Chizuru, please.